Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all, on Sunday. And it's been a long week. Yes, it has. I think I've worked, I don't know, it's been a long week. I was supposed to be off tonight. Well, I was supposed to be off last night and tonight, and I was scheduled to work last night. And then they called me a little while ago and needed me to come in tonight because someone called out. If you call out on a Sunday afternoon, ain't nobody going to answer their phone to come in and work, folks. I mean, really. I don't know what the excuse is this time, but there always seems to be one. It's amazing. I don't know. Way it is, I guess. So I have a habit of sleeping. When I can, just in case this happens. As a matter of fact, I got woke up earlier today. I think I got out of bed. I probably got in bed. I got off at 6 this morning. Got home, took care of breakfast and the dogs and this, that, and the other. And I probably got in bed 8:30. So I'm on a phone call at 4 o'clock. I had some other issues to solve this morning that someone created issues. I didn't create them, but I get to solve them sometimes. Anyway, and what are you doing? I'm sleeping. So it's almost 4 o'clock. Point is, I sleep days. I work nights. Come on. Jeez. I don't call you at 4 o'clock in the morning and say, well, it's 4 o'clock. Why aren't you up? But anyway, simple shave today, VDH. I'm going to use I believe this is an E2, maybe an E3. I'm going to have to look at it and see. I just grabbed it out of the rotation here because if I remember correctly, it's got a good blade in it. If I don't remember correctly, we'll be using a different razor. I don't have any injector blades sitting out on the counter here. I've still got some. I've got some Personas and stuff, but I haven't had a chance to get over to Lafayette lately. Over to Michael's territory over there. I can buy the Chinese-made chicks over there, what they call the chicks. I can buy them over there off the shelf, but I don't have anywhere over here. Over here, I can buy, put a little more water in the basin here. Over here, I can buy the Treat single-edge blades, but where I can't buy the, I don't have a supply for injector blades over here. And CVS has stopped carrying single-edge blades, and I didn't know about it quick enough to buy any over here. They were all gone by the time I started looking. But I didn't use those blades much anyway. Because like I said, I can buy the Treats local. And I haven't seen any blades at Walgreens in a while, so they may have quit also. I mean, it makes sense that there's not really a demand for it. I mean, I think they keep making those blades for what, laboratory use? They use them slicing specimens or whatever because it's got the spine on the back that you can hold on to and use it to do stuff. And that's what I believe is, yeah, this is an E3. Very nice looking E3, by the way. And you can tell it's an E3 and not an E2. It's got the grooves on the bar. That's one way. There may be other ways, but that off the top of my head, that's the best way. Oh, yep, we got a good blaze. We're going to be all right there. There's nothing in the world much simpler than a shave with an E. Or really any of the Schicks, but I'm more partial to the older ones. I think they have more blade feel. But, you know, like I said a million times, my early E2 that's made to be open and clean is one of the more aggressive filling racers I have. Now, that's including any of the two-sided thingies. It just is. And then I have a G8 that I actually haven't seen in a while. Somehow I think it got shoveled. Probably got put down at the bottom of a box somewhere. But anyway, I haven't seen my G8 in a while, but I've got a G8 that's almost as aggressive, you know, as an open blade feels like. It's got some blade feel to it. And then I've got others of the same, you know, the same models that are just, they don't have as much blade feel. So, you know, that kind of stuff can change razor to razor easily. Very easily. Oh boy. Well, it's been busy, but it ain't been bad. I think it might rain a little bit actually. it was starting to cloud up when I took the dogs out just then. It was raining up the north part of the state last night. Where I work, and I think I've said this before, but where I work is the state office for this company. And then they have satellite offices, district offices around the state. And all of that camera and everything feeds into, you know, the state office here. So we watch cameras and we monitor, you know, their activity, their safety. So one of the things we do is each night we're calling and talking with the officers. As supervisors, we're calling and talking with the officers on site, be sure everything's going okay. And we do a little safety lecture, a little safety talk every once in a while. It's not really a lecture, it's more of a little talk. People get tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over and over again, but you know, you play how you train. So if you hear it all the time, it's going to be in your head, and maybe you'll remember it when it comes down to that time. That's why when we do firearms training, we do so much stuff that is repetitive. And you do a lot of stuff that doesn't change for the situation. There's stuff in firearms training that is always the same. And that's the reason, is that, you know, you always think of it and everybody's on the same page. Especially the basic safety lessons are always the same no matter the situation. And I got into a little YouTube argument with a guy here a while back because he didn't know what he was talking about. I thought he did. I've been shooting for years. And yeah, well, you've been doing it wrong for years. And I mean, there's range etiquette. There's things you do when you're at a range. And there was a young man that was shooting at the range, and he did a pretty good job shooting, but when he got through shooting, he didn't really secure his weapon and do everything the way you're supposed to do before you go down range. Everybody, you know, does the same thing. Weapons are always pointed straight down the range. Everything is treated like it's loaded all the time. There's no such thing as an unloaded weapon, by the way. Every time you handle a gun, Alec Baldwin could have made some use of that. Someone hands you a gun and says it doesn't have bullets in it. If you ain't checked it, it's got bullets in it. And usually, even if you checked it, you treat it like it has bullets in it, even if it is a movie set. But anyway, I'm not part of that. But anyway, the young man, a couple of people commented on it, and this guy comes back trying to tell everybody they're wrong, and he did this right, and he did that right, and he didn't. And I think he accused me of trying to sound smart. Don't try to sound smart. I've been doing this forever. Well, you've been doing it wrong. Longevity in a position and doing something for a long time doesn't mean you know what you're doing or that you're doing it right. How many old people in traffic have you seen that don't have a clue? I see them every day. Every single day. I was coming down the road the other day and one tried to wreck me. Come up to a light and you got to be careful making right on reds anyway. People don't understand, I think, how dangerous. A lot of times you put yourself out there where you can, man, that's such a good shaving razor. But anyway, so I'm pulling up and I'm going to do a right on red, and traffic's not that heavy. The car that's coming, it would be the through traffic coming across, has a turn signal on. Not only do they have a turn signal on, but I waited until they slowed down and started making their turn. And then I made my right-hand turn, and I look up, and they turned their turn signal off and decided they were going straight, and they're all over my bumper. And didn't look happy about it. I literally waited until they started making their turn before I did right on red. So, and it was an older lady. And they just, so longevity, the fact that you've been doing something a long time don't mean that you're doing it right, nor that you know what you're doing. That's just the way it is. There's a lot of goobers when you go to a range, especially an outdoor range where they don't really have a range master there to keep everybody corralled. Man, you got to be careful. There's goobers, and you come with a consent as to when the range is cold so everybody can go down and put targets and check targets and do that kind of good stuff. And invariably, you're going to have some guy come up, I'm going down there and put my target on. And he just takes off. He doesn't wait for anybody to acknowledge that they're, you know, that the range is cold or anything. He comes back and starts shooting. Doesn't wait to acknowledge that everybody's ready to go and we're all ready to go hot. everything's good, you're going to have one. Most of us pack up and leave when that happens. But anyway, yep, that's the way it goes. But we're not going to make it in right at the start of the shift tonight. I'd already told them that because I was out walking dogs. But when we get there, man, we're going to look good. Look at that shave. That right there is a gorgeous shave. The E3s, I love the E's. The Schick E's, to me, are great. The G's are great. I mean, any of the Schicks are great, really. The only one, I haven't never used an O, and I've never used a clone of the O. I'm not a fan of the N's, but they work just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just not a fan of them. The way they look and the long handle, I'm not a fan of them. But the shave, fine. I think the older ones have more blade feel, so if you're looking for more blade feel, look for some of the older ones. If, when you get up in the upper models, if you want an adjustable, they got the M. It's a great adjustable. Set it and forget it. Only acceptable adjustment on an adjustable, of course, is wide open. But if you're not going to use it wide open, put it on a number and leave it there. Don't do that whole twisty during the shave thing. That's kind of ridiculous. Makes you look silly. Really does. But anyway, I'm also behind. Oh, we're going to use Stetson today because I'm going to be sitting out front by myself. And in the morning, before I get off, people will start showing up. So I'm going to wear some Stetson because I'll still have a little bit of it as I'm getting off. I'll still have a little bit of it on. So there we go. That's what we're doing. Hope you're doing good where you are. I do remember that there was a request here a while back for a certain shave with a certain unmentionable, and I have not forgot that. I just have not got around to digging that thing out. Also, just a few minutes ago before the shave, I realized I hadn't mailed some Williams out that I was supposed to mail out. Sorry about that. I told you, sometimes it takes me a while. I'll put a little something extra in there to make up for it. I already got an idea. And I just found my box a few minutes ago that's got my spare stuff in it. So that's what reminded me I needed to do it. So hopefully tomorrow I can get down, before I go to work or whatever, I can get down to the old post office there and fire it off for you. Hope so. All right, there we go. So VDH, you can still get it. It's no longer a Texas company. It was bought by one of the big companies. And so it's not what it was, but it still works really well. And so that was just a VDH shave. My favorite little old 1305 Smog there. If you don't have one of those, you need one. Yours will not be, I'm afraid, customized by Miss Luna. And I would say send it to me. I'll have her customize it, but she'd probably shoot a handle off, and then I'd have to buy you another brush, so we ain't going to do that. So there you go. All right. Well, y'all have a great day. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you.